All right. Now, this is going to be a great... Now, I'm working up towards, I think, a real dramatic high point on Friday in the Jacinda Ardern book, A Different Kind of Power, a memoir by Jacinda Ardern and AI. Now, we're getting into the nitty-gritty now. So we're in the election campaign, right, 2017. And a lot of people speculated she's taken over as leader. The ankles are looking pretty good. And a lot of people have speculated since she knew when she took the job that she was pregnant. Not so. She found out, as revealed in the book, during the election campaign. So she's down in Wellington. She's staying with some friends. It's actually after the campaign. They're in negotiations. The election's been held and they're in the middle of coalition negotiations. Imagine the stress of that. Imagine the stress of being in the middle of that. And let's let Jacinda pick up the story. It was in the middle of this whirlwind that I ended up sitting alone in that bathroom, white stick in my hand, waiting the prescribed 3 minutes for a result. No, not a COVID test. We were in the closing stages of negotiations. Clark was filming up north, far away from Wellington. My friend Julia had offered a home-cooked meal, a bath and a bed. Then when she heard me describe how off I'd been feeling, she offered something else. A pregnancy test, not illicit drugs. I didn't believe it was possible that I would be pregnant. Well, things happen, Jacinda. But there was something in those 180 seconds that made the implausible come closer to reality. What if, I wondered, just as I had weeks before when Andrew said I should take over the leadership, what if? I closed my eyes and lifted my head to the ceiling. That sounds uncomfortable. Then I looked up at the ceiling maybe. Then I took a deep breath, opened my eyes and looked down. The stick had double lines. It is a COVID test. Positive. Positive. I looked again. I picked up the box, looking at the instructions, then at the expiry date, then at the stick. Still positive. How is that possible? ? I had gone through endless testing, multiple failed medical interventions. I'd been told that my constant work, my lifestyle, the stress of it all would keep me from having a baby. Now, here I was in the middle of trying to become Prime Minister, and I was pregnant. My mind reeled. Now, this was happening now. Julia, I called out, and then slumped onto the bathroom floor. She slumped onto the bathroom floor. One front in front of the other, Julia said when she saw the positive result. She patted me on the shoulder, one foot in front of the other. Julia left me alone in the bathroom. Closing the door behind her, I pulled myself up onto the toilet and dialed Clark. Probably too much information. There we have the moment. The moment soon to be loved world leader, Jacinda Ardern, finds she is pregnant. She didn't know before she went into the campaign. She's in the middle of negotiations and she does a test in a bathroom at her friend's place in Wellington and bingo. Bingo. Isn't that a moving? And once again, I just point out no mention of ankles in that whole thing. Though I understand getting pregnant does make your ankles fat. How would you know, Bella? You don't.
I don't know.
You don't know. Yeah.
I remember my mum had very big ankles when she was pregnant with my little brother.
Okay, thank you. So there we have. Now that is just a teaser, really. Tomorrow we ramp it up another level.